Now, I want to go to one of those only in Australia stories, but one that has a serious warning with it. Cahills Crossing in Kakadu National Park is right at the top of this map on the right-hand side, is 3 hours west of Darwin, and it's become famous as a sightseeing spot for tourists who want to see crocs in the wild. But some seem to be oblivious to the dangers as they cross the East Alligator River. David McMahon, the head tour guide for Venture North Safaris, is raising awareness about these dangers.
Just sitting here at the East Alligator River with me mate the crocodile. Wild place.
Yeah, the name of that river sort of confuses everyone, doesn't it? But I caught up with David to discuss the attraction to this place, which is so far off the beaten track.
Yeah, it certainly is a long way from anywhere, but it's become one of the big attractions in Kakadu National Park. The Kakadu, 20,000 square kilometre national park out in the bush, but it attracts a lot of visitors from around the world. And Cahills Crossing's become a real attraction, especially this time of the year, sort of the late season. You get a lot of crocodiles all congregating in one place as the tide pushes up and all the fish come, and there's always something going on at Cahills. So it seems to be somewhere everyone wants to see.
It's not to be messed with, though, is it? People have been killed there.
Yeah, there's been a couple of fatalities. One memorable in 1987, a fella had his head bitten off by a crocodile in front of his son and a heap of tourists. And that's the sort of thing that we're hoping never happens again.
Yeah, you've highlighted through social media some of the crazy carryings on at the crossing. Let's have a look at this one.
Well, here we go again. Absolute stupidity at the infamous Cahills Crossing. This truck's crossing the river fine, plenty of weight. Over 1 metre of water pushing upstream as the tide roars in, and this clown in the ute, no weight in the back, decides he'll take the gambit and cross and ends in disaster. He is so lucky. These fellas don't know how lucky they are not to have rolled that car and ended up as croc poo. This river is absolutely chock-a-block full with enormous saltwater crocodiles.
Just amazing stuff, Dave. Obviously, that truck reversed back to help them get out of there. How much worse could it have been?
Oh, it could have been unbelievably worse. The car was actually under tow, which makes it even sillier because that truck's got plenty of weight, but that ute, it's a light vehicle. It was very close to being, if it was just a bit more flow or had hit a rock a bit more and tipped over, just upstream from there as the tide's pushing in, you've got 50 plus really big saltwater crocodiles. They're all there because the fish are pushing up, and they would have made quick work of those fellas. They would have had absolutely no chance of getting out if they had been swept away.
Unbelievable. Look, I can understand why people want to go there and get to see the crocs from their car and the like, but the way people behave at the crossing is astounding. Some of the videos I've seen over the past year or so. Let's have a look at another one that you've highlighted here.
You got parents and their kids fishing right on the edge of the water at the infamous Cahills Crossing. There are crocodiles everywhere. That little kid is the perfect size snack for a crocodile. We've got to stop behaviour like this. We need to teach people how to stay away from the water. Otherwise, someone's going to get taken. It's only a matter of time, and then everybody suffers. People suffer, the crocs suffer. It's not good enough.
Oh, mate, that is so frightening. Now, adults, parents, they're responsible for their own actions, but those poor kids, they're being led by their parents. They don't understand the risks, and, gee, I'm glad you're drawing attention to this because we could face a disaster if people don't improve their behaviour.
And the thing to remember here is there is a perfectly safe viewing platform up above, and it's a place I've fished lots. There's big rocks back from the water. You can certainly view the crocodiles very safely, and you can fish safely. So there really is no excuse for this sort of behaviour. And for a parent to let their kid get that too close to the water it's kind of just impossible to get your head around. There's signs everywhere. There's even signs warning of recent fatalities. So, the parents, they're seeing the crocodiles. Everybody that goes to that place knows the dangers of Cahills Crossing. It's an infamous spot. I can't get my head around why this sort of stuff is still going on.
Yeah, we're just looking at a video now of a croc coming out of the river to take what looks like a barra on the end of a line. And it just goes to show how quick they can move through the water and even when they're on land, and also how hard they can be to spot sometimes. Just explain the risks that perhaps southerners don't understand.
Yeah, without a doubt. Crocodiles, they're perfect predators. There's a time at that crossing when the tide's pushing in where you'll be able to see 30 to 50 big crocs all on the surface. They have their little fingers out of the water waiting for the fish to come through. But when the tide really starts pushing, they all go back underwater, and you'd be thinking that maybe there's no crocs there if you didn't know any better. They're perfect predators. It could have been a crocodile within inches of that young fella, and he would have had no idea. They could just move with such burst of speed. It's so easy to stay safe from crocs. They live in the water, we live on land. If you stand a couple of metres back from the water, and that's literally all it takes, 2 or 3 metres back, you're out of that danger zone. Crocodiles aren't going to worry about you. It's only that really being on the edge there. So it's for something that's so easy to stay safe from, it's remarkable how many people put themselves at risk.
David, thanks so much for drawing attention to it. It's always great catching up with you. We'll talk again soon.
Look forward to it.